Alright, welcome back to Peace Walker. In this video we have Hideo Kojima on our mother base, which is amazing. Who doesn't want Hideo Kojima on their team? A new plant has been added, which means our mother base is expanding. As you can see, our mother base is much bigger now. It's not much bigger, but it's still an improvement over what it was. It will get increasingly better as the game goes on. So let's assign Hideo Kojima to the Intel team. And here's his bio. Now, we ended the last video with a cliffhanger. There's a boss we have to fight.
I've never seen anything like that, and I've got no idea how to bring it down. Maybe the scientist knows. However you do it, take that thing out.
Watch out! It's El Galapago. It reduces its body weight by blasting air underneath it. That makes it a lot faster than any tank. It also has a tight turning radius.
Any weak points?
Taking out its boosters could reduce its acceleration. You could also try destroying its machine guns.
I'll give it a shot.
We've lost many compas to that thing. Send it to the scrapyard.
The Pupa's design is based very heavily on the Shagohod from Metal Gear Solid 3, but you could probably tell. It's a little more mobile version of the Shagohod. Because the Shagohod was pretty much just one really big tank. But here we go. Huey should chime in and give us some hints and stuff in there.
That's an AI weapon, the Pupa. It's fast, so be careful.
Yeah, it's fast. There are a lot of tricks. If it tries to charge you, lay down and it won't be able to hit you. It's pretty dangerous your first time around. I'm not going to say it's really that tough. This is one of those bosses where once you get good at the game, you can pretty much... I've beaten this boss in about 20 seconds flat. Speaking of flat, just flatten yourself out and then you can do that. Lay back down because it usually comes back at you. The thing that you want to aim for is the AI pod, which is that big red thing. If you want to take him down, this is the quickest way to do it. I would recommend using rockets during this fight, but for now I'm going to use machine guns because that's also a pretty good idea. This thing has a lot of really nasty attacks.
There will be some warning signs when it's coming out.
And this is when the game gets pretty ridiculous. I mean, come on, it's a singing robot.
Do you have enough ammo and items? Send us a support request. Here it is, that cylindrical pod.
Yep, cause I know. Oh, there it is. I love how it charges at us and actually has like a battle like cry.
There it is, that cylindrical pod.
Kaz obviously has nothing important to say here at all. Yeah, I could beat this boss in about 30 seconds, like I said, but that's not going to make for a very interesting fight. When it says firing boosters, that's your cue to just lay down. It can still hit you if you're at like a weird angle. It can still run you over with its treads. Speaking of treads, just like the Shagohod, you can shoot its treads to stop it. This attack is really annoying. If you don't destroy these little shock things, it will concentrate the electricity to all of those, and it'll hit you no matter where you are. It's kind of annoying. Up here is a good place to avoid some of its attacks. Not this one that it's doing right now, though. Oh, of course that missed. Oh well. Got plenty of rockets left. Yeah, I would say rockets is the best thing to use against the Pupa. For this attack, just roll. Laying down doesn't do anything. I'm just demonstrating that. took a hit for science. You may be firing your boosters, but I'm firing a rocket. Now they say like there will be a sign when she comes out. I don't know if you're supposed to like figure it out, but I think it's just the dun 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 dun. That's like I think the only thing. And she always comes from like the same place. She always comes in from the top. Only one more little square health left. It's pretty good.
And climb into the AI pod!
So one of my favorite things about this game is what the pupa is saying right now. Oops, I guess I died is the greatest thing ever. All of the AI weapons say this once you kill them. It's just... it's hilarious to me. That will never not be funny. Oops, I guess I died. Like, that's funny. I don't care who you are, that's funny. So now we've climbed into the AI pod, and we're ripping out memory boards. Memory boards can be used to build your own AI weapons, like, say, a Metal Gear, which is pretty cool.
Memory boards by destroying the mechanical components that they control. Any boards you remove can be used to build our own AI weapon. Memory boards have different functions according to the icons displayed over them. Go ahead and take whichever ones you want.
So if you were playing in this in co-op, obviously only one of you would be able to go in. The rest of you would be stuck outside, still having to fight the pupa, which is kind of funny.
No good. That one's broken.
Yep, I know, Huey. It's locked. And I love how Huey says, "Oh, Snake, these can be used to build our own AI weapon." Like, what do you mean our own? You haven't joined us yet. Like, he's going to by the end of this video, but he hasn't yet, so I don't know why he says that. It's just weird. And there's the pupa. This is the boss that I usually like to come back to and farm for AI boards. Because it's easy, and like I said, I can beat it in about 20 seconds flat.
That was an unmanned weapon. A prototype. I made it myself.
Who are you?
I work here. Well, used to, anyway. Name's Huey.
I'm not exactly sure how he's going down those stairs in that wheelchair. It's weird.
And who might you be? You don't look like one of those mercenaries.
Me. I'm an entomologist.
Sure you are.
Fighting entomologist?
Yeah, I specialize in butterflies. I'm here to catch Ulysses.
Ulysses?
Seems legit.
Huh. I didn't think they lived in Costa Rica. Morphos, maybe?
That's it. Need to get some before the Washington Treaty goes into effect.
Says here Morphos aren't covered under the treaty.
Must have slipped my mind.
You sure you're feeling alright?
Anyway, long story short, the butterfly got away. So how about it, Doc? Did you make that big butterfly too?
Yes. And no.
What was that thing? What are they doing here?
Huh. Something tells me you're no ordinary entomologist.
No, really?
The nukes were loaded on that machine.
I've always wanted to know what that is he's
project's
smoking. It
entering
looks
its
like he took
final
the barrel off a gun and is smoking
Project?
it.
That's right. The thermonuclear warheads they brought in.
What is that? What does he
bases
have? Did he
scattered
tape two
throughout
cigarettes
Costa Rica,
together?
The mercenaries, the AI weapons, the research we were conducting here. It's all for this. We used this facility to develop unmanned weapons.
Unmanned.
Robots. The one you just fought was a pupa. There's also a flying type called Chrysalis and a treaded type, the Cocoon.
These are two of the other bosses in the game.
Motor control, target detection, tracking, attack, capture, and transport functions are all controlled by an electronic brain. There's no need for a human pilot. They can only follow
if you zoom into
commands.
Snake and Huey, you can see the Mark II from Metal Gear Solid 4,
They
which is really
invited me
cool.
here a year ago.
That's who that guy was.
CIA's station chief for Central America. Goes by the name of Hot Coldman. Apparently he was some sort of hero back at the height of the Cold War. He's the one running the show. We called it the Peace Walker Project.
Peace Walker.
They're going to deploy a new type of nuclear weapon along the Caribbean coast of Latin America. A mobile, unmanned nuclear platform.
Unmanned nuclear platform.
A fail-deadly system that can automatically move into position and launch a retaliatory nuclear strike.
So here's the
It
point in
can
the
move
game
on
where
its
you're going to
own
realize
and
that
stealth shields it
Kojima
from
took
radar and
very heavy
satellite
inspiration
detection,
from
drastically reducing
Dr.
the risk of it being
Strangelove,
destroyed in a
the
preemptive
movie.
strike.
And this is the new deterrent.
Supposed to be. The problem is the locomotion system. There's no dry season in the Caribbean. It rains all year round. The terrain is full of tropical rainforest. A lot of the time you can't even build a proper road. So I went back to where it all started.
What's that?
Legs. Walking power. A mobile launcher carrying a thermonuclear warhead even more powerful than the Soviet RDS-220s. That's Peace Walker.
Chico's Basilisco.
We did the assembly and field testing here.
A walking nuke.
I sort of borrowed the original idea from behind the Iron Curtain.
The missing link between infantry and artillery. Metal Gear.
Metal Gear.
That's a
But
quote from Gronin
They'd
from Metal
actually
Gear
need to
Solid
deploy
3.
dozens of them. Coldman needs funding for that. And to get it, he's planning a test, which will also serve as a demonstration for the folks back at Langley.
Wait, he's launching a nuke to prove that his perfect deterrent works?
In his words, to prove that if someone attacks us, we will strike back. Put simply, nuclear deterrence is the idea of using nukes to keep nukes in check. If
This is
one side
mad,
launches nuclear
pretty much
weapons, the other
mutually
is sure to
assured
launch theirs in
destruction.
retaliation, which makes launching an act of suicide. In the end, neither side can use its nukes. It's thanks to this doctrine that the world's two superpowers have avoided all-out confrontation. Nuclear deterrence has brought us peace. At the very least, it's prevented another world war from breaking out. But the theory of nuclear deterrence exists only on paper. In reality, there's no guarantee that either side would follow through with retaliation. There's the chance that a preemptive strike could destroy all the missile bases, render them unable to retaliate. But the biggest flaw in the theory is that the decision to retaliate has to be made by human beings. Let me give you a real-world example. Let's say Country
I hope
X
you like
launches
seeing
first
this
against
graph
Country Y.
because it's going to
If
show
the
up a
people in
lot.
charge of Country Y are like you and me, they're not going to be able to retaliate, knowing that they're effectively ending all human life.
So then the weak link in nuclear deterrence theory is the uncertainty of retaliation.
Bingo. And that creates a loophole Country X can exploit to launch the first strike. Which is why we designed the system to be unmanned. With Peace Walker, retaliation is certain. It chooses the appropriate target and launches a retaliatory nuclear strike every time, without needing human input to make the call. Launching a nuclear strike against Peace Walker is tantamount to pushing the launch button against yourself. It closes the loophole in nuclear deterrence theory, rendering our friends in Country X completely unable to launch. What Coldman is saying is that to achieve this goal, we need to demonstrate that retaliation will be carried out by a machine. He will launch his nuke. And then his version of deterrence will be complete.
And you believe him?
I believe in peace through nuclear deterrence.
Why?
My father worked on the Manhattan Project. He put his whole life into that research. And all it created was this illusion of peace called deterrence. And then I was born, unable to walk. I had no choice but to face up to the nukes. But if they do end up launching, it'll all have been for nothing. They've got to be stopped.
Where'd they take the warheads?
To a base near the border. The final test is 5 days from now.
Where's the base?
You're gonna stop them? It's kind of a hike. And besides, there's a surefire way to halt the project. You see, Peace Walker isn't quite finished yet.
What do you mean?
It's missing one last critical structural component. The AI. Its brain. The reptile pod, the electronic brain I was working on, can only follow commands like, go there, attack that. I guess you could compare it to the human cerebellum. But for nuclear deterrence to work, it must function in place of a human decision maker. It needs something to analyze the huge volumes of data coming in and select an appropriate target for retaliation. Hence, it needs the high-level decision-making ability of a cerebrum.
A mechanical cerebrum.
The hardware configuration is modeled on the human brain, similar to the pod I worked on, but its role is completely different.
Where's it being made?
A research lab to the north. An AI expert named Dr. Strangelove is developing it. Very hush-hush.
Dr. Strangelove.
Strangelove was recruited from the States, too. In the field of AI, there's no one better, that's for sure. But man, what a basket case. She hates everybody. Go to the lab and destroy Peace Walker's cerebrum. I'm pretty sure they haven't finished the final calibrations yet. I'll lend you my ID card. It'll get you through security at the lab. Oh, and one more thing.
What's this? A letter of recommendation?
Yeah, it's from me to Dr. Strangelove. Don't read it, okay?
So what will you do now?
I'm done with science. At this rate, I'm probably already halfway to hell anyway.
Not so fast. Why not join us? Our place is outer heaven. You'd fit right in.
Outer heaven?
Yeah.
I'm probably better suited to something like that than this paradise.
Good. You get a free balloon trip for signing up. Enjoy it. You'll feel like a butterfly.
You're an agent, right? Who do you work for?
Me. I was a Cold War tool, same as you. Now I'm not so useful anymore, so they cut me loose. I don't answer to anyone. Call me Snake.
Snake. That name seems familiar somehow.
That's probably just deja vu.
See that there? Beyond the cloud forest? See those ruins?
Yeah.
That's where you'll find Dr. Strangelove's lab.